What's up, WWE Champions Universe? Welcome to Champions Chat, the fastest growing podcast dedicated to the WWE Champions mobile app. I am Disco Inferno, Rusty Graves, and with me, as always, Das Wonder Kid, Lee Brown.
Alex Wright. Achtung, Achtung, das ist Alex Wright.
Yeah. Like they think they're doing something original with Gunther as being like a German that wears tiny trunks and impresses us with his physicality. Right. Alex Wright was doing it 20 years ago, wasn't he?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So first off, we called Gunther German. I mean, he does, they're speaking German and stuff like that, but he's Austrian, right? And that's.
Are you serious?
He's not. Yeah, we can Google that real quick. He's not. But Alex Wright was. And for those on the YouTubes, do you remember this dance that he did coming in and his stuff? That like he was the original Fandango. He was the original Gunther, and then he became. You remember when he became the Wall? It was Berlin. Oh. Sorry, he was Berlin, and then his backup was the Wall. That's right. Yeah, because
it was like the heel turn
into a worse part of history, right?
Well, and let me just say this: these guys were the precursors to so many modern superstars, but they were also Austin Theory. Like,
oh yeah,
Alex Wright was Austin Theory before you could take a selfie. Like same hairstyle, same body type, same physical specimen, way too young, doing
attitude. Yeah. He kind of had. It was like if Austin Theory had the foreign heel gimmick that they love to throw at everybody.
Yeah. If you've never heard of any of the people we're referencing right now, there's probably a documentary on the late 1900s on the History Channel that you can look up as far as international relations with Germany and the dance off that led to the Monday Night Wars. Wizards was like the Monday Night Breakdance Wars. And so, yeah.
Oh yeah. Him and Screaming Norman Smiley used to have dance offs, and then the Cat, Ernest Miller. And so you said a phrase, and I say this a lot to people. I'm like, I hear from some of the high school students we work with at times and stuff, every once in a while they'll say, back in the 1900s, they used to, and I'm like, oh, excuse me? That hurts my heart. We are men of a certain age, and you can see us on YouTube now. You can see that I don't even have a 4 head. I've got a 5 head. Look at how that thumb fits right in there. I've got a 5 head. But yeah, back in the 1900s.
Look at this white beard.
I see that.
I had a friend the other day tell me I looked like mid-transition Scott Calvin from Disney's The Santa Claus.
Wow.
There was a friend from college who's also old and balding and aging and not looking his best in his 40s. So
there you go.
I resemble that remark, Scott Calvin,
Scott
Santa
Calvin.
Claus.
Yeah, well, technically on that whole generation scale, I don't know where you fall. I'm 41. I'll be 42 in December. I am officially designated as a geriatric millennial. I'm not quite a millennial, and I'm not quite Gen X. I am a geriatric millennial. So I can just.
I'm Gen X.
Welcome
I think I'm the last year of Gen X
with WWE Champions.
Back in my day,
we had the Alex Wright dancing on my screen.
Yeah, boy, we are.
What an opening!
We're old. I forgot what we were even talking about. Speaking of ageism and oldness, I got a new iPhone yesterday, so nice. I can actually play WWE Champions. And it's easier to see, and it's a faster processor. But I got the 14 Pro Max for free from a carrier who was backlogged on the 15s, and so they wanted to still incentivize people coming to that carrier. So no trade-in, anything. I got the free 14 Pro Max to play Champions, and to my knowledge, and correct me if I'm wrong, it has fairly the same guts as the new 15, right? As far as like processor speed and some of that.
Faster. Yeah, the biggest thing with the 15 and stuff is, so we're Apple heads, or at least I am on here, so I apologize, Android Nation. We still love each other. We don't have to be enemies. Xbox versus PlayStation was always a trap, but
they were
fanboyism.
console baiting us into a
That's
culture
right.
war.
Yeah, that's right. Because it didn't matter which side you chose, they won. So
Yeah.
that whole "don't be a sheeple, don't be a droid."
That's right.
All that does is it just gets them more money as people get hyped up. But yeah, so I've got the same. I've got the 14 here, Pro Max in purple. I got it day one, and yeah, 15, a little bit faster. The biggest thing is the gaming processor, the graphics processor on the 15 is a big step up, and then they're advertising.
Don't give me buyer's remorse. Don't give me buyer's. This is a free phone. Don't make me hate my free phone. I've had it less than 24 hours. Come on, man. Just let me enjoy.
It's almost as powerful, man.
The almost that you just put in that sentence is going to torment me for the rest of the day now.
Oh, sorry. It is a great phone. This thing is powerful enough to run circles around a lot of the 2-year-old phones. Almost.
We are almost
look at where we went
we
here.
Are almost friends. We are almost.
Wow.
We almost have a good podcast. So
at least we're authentic about it, right?
Well, speaking of the podcast, I want to dive into a little business. There's some banter for you. We have a new YouTube channel and we're making video content. So we're putting a little bit more work into this. We're putting a little bit more effort and intentionality into some of the content. Lee has done some really fun videos. I was cracking up, man, watching you do a mega pool with voiceover. That was good stuff.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I was cracking something else because I was like, this is the only time I'm going to get to do a mega poll in like who knows how long, and it better be good. And if you saw the video, I did that plus 2 other smaller polls. I got one new character, which is great. I mean, new is new, but I looked at the dollar amount I spent and just thought if I could have saved it for this player's choice, there's always another loot. If I could have
who are you
saved it for this
chasing?
player's choice.
Who are you chasing that would be like, here I really want
in the player's choice loot?
No, any of it. Like you did the mega pool hoping to get, or you're pulling. Who's the superstar in the game you're really like wanting on your roster? Right away?
Okay, I see what you're saying. Well, okay, so for me, I have a good backlog of characters, but when I pull new, and it happened, I've got a player's choice video that we'll post later. It happened on the ones we already did. When I do new pulls and get a new, or that is, I tend to get older characters. Like they're new to me, but they're still older. So, for example, lots of people in our faction actually pulled like Undertaker's Showboat, the new one, pulled Tech Rock, pulled Solo Sokoa. Like I'm seeing
from Player's Choice
faction or old faction. Yeah, from Player's Choice. And so like, that power creep we talk about, like the older characters are still relevant. But the like, for example, I got one new character from a 4 pull on the Player's Choice. You'll have to watch that video to see who I got. But I'll tell you, they weren't like William Regal, Tori Wilson, Undertaker, Tech Rock. It was an older character that I'm like that, kind of like I pulled Xavier Woods on the last set of loots I did. And he's one I've been wanting forever because of his trainer ability, but I'm not going to use him as a fighter probably ever. I mean, I know some people said, oh, he's good. He's good. But when it's kind of like the almost, right? We just had the almost, like he was almost a really good pull. Like I'm not, Undertaker, I would have immediately taken to 6-star. I'd have had him in my feud lineup this weekend. I'd have done all sorts of stuff. Xavier, I'm like, wow, my Zombie Bianca just got that much better. And that is worth it. That's great. But I would love to actually pull something that's relevantly new.
Have you noticed,
everybody?
Have you noticed my eyeballs have been very distracted as you were talking? Have you
what are you doing?
As you spoke, I opened up the portal and I just bought the $99 Player's Choice Gold Pack. I just bought a mega pool. I'm going to try for the Player's
after the stream, or are you gonna like be doing it while I'm talking here? Because you got to record that for us.
It's so tempting now. There's only 2 hours left in the mega pool loot, so I've
Right.
got to act
And we got a
quickly.
1 hour
Um,
podcast we do. So
oh my gosh.
yeah.
So I what
Well,
I
now I'm almost jealous. Now I can say you're almost a friend, because I literally am thinking like, okay, here's that addiction cycle we're talking about. I'm literally thinking like, okay, so behind me right here, I
today is
have
payday, man. Today is my payday. So
actual
I
Wolverine
dropped.
claws,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. Sell
And
them.
these things
Order
are
them.
amazing, but they sit on my shelf. What if I could sell these for a mega pull? What if
I
I
bet
could
you
sell
could.
one of my kidneys for a
Oh, I
mega
bet
pull,
you
or
could.
one
I
of my
bet you could.
children for
Yeah.
a mega pull, or
That's probably
my
like two
wife? I
pulls.
mean, what's let's go.
Don't.
Wow, thanks.
Mm-mm. Nope. Don't sell your wife.
She's gonna listen
Mm-mm.
to this podcast and be like,
I'm against
"Excuse me,
that one.
sir.
Renee, I'm on your side. Or
Excuse me, babe."
Mrs. Knight of the Sun.
Anyways,
I am anti human trafficking, and I am anti
oh, is that where
selling
I
of
went? Oh
people.
my gosh, I
Well,
am
if you're going
anti
to
that
sell a
too.
human,
What did
selling a
this do to me?
human, we as previous episodes have showed, this game can really go to some dark places
Oh
in your
yeah,
heart, can it?
that's right.
Well, hey,
Yeah.
here's the downside of buying this mega pool. I
Yep.
know people are out there listening right now and they're judging me and they're saying, idiot, you should have waited till Zombie Month. Zombie Month
Right.
is less than a week away, dude. Why are you spending
Yep.
money on a mega pool when Zombie Month is knocking on your door? You have any thoughts about that?
I mean, I went through the same kind of thought. I mean, I only did the $30 pull, but to be quite honest, that means I have $20 available for me for Zombie Month, which is not anything. I mean, that's one pull or something. Other
Mm.
than October is a month that there's an event my family kind of does see that, except for it's trying to blur it out on the camera here, and the
Oh,
people
I'll go
listening
stop.
can't see that. So no, you're good. So there's a thing that happens in October that my family does a little bit of gifting towards and stuff. So I know that I'll probably be able to do a little bit more than that $20. But yeah, whenever you do things like this, you're betting against the future. You're betting that whatever is coming up is not as valuable to you as what you're doing right now. And I would
Hmm.
say my own player's choice loot experience, I'm not if I would have known, and this is what loopholes do to you, right? This is why gotcha games are so good at what they do. If I had known what I was going to pull, I probably would have just waited for Zombie Month, right? But I know I'm probably going to get the chase character because I have a history of being able to do that now without paying too much. I'm going to get a free zombie, so I'm like, okay, I've got at least two good zombies. But watch what happens. I guarantee you, they're going to put Zombie Edge up for sale on that $20 offer, which is what I'm
Oh,
saving
yeah.
that $20 for because I don't have him.
Give
I
me Zombie Edge.
bet
Give
you.
me that coach, that MP, no,
Yep.
flat Jim damage coach. Give me that.
Flat Gem Black Damage, which I took.
Yes.
My first 6-star silver powerhouse was Ridge Wallet, and I took him up, knowing that
Did you
that
say
meant I'd
Ridge
have to.
Wallet?
Yeah, haven't you seen the commercials for the Ridge Wallet? It's that little slimline wallet that they're like, "This will change your life, man," and stuff like that.
I thought it was a meme or an inside joke.
No,
Again, I'm
no, I
aged.
call him that
I'm
every time
up
I
in
see him.
years. Ridge Wallet. Okay, that is the yes,
Ridge Wallet.
the
Yeah, so
bulletproof.
I took him
Yeah.
6 silver, but he really isn't as good as he could be because I don't have Zombie Edge, right? So I'm
Mm.
banking on that $20 buying me Zombie Edge next month. But then that's it. I mean, unless I'm given extra, outside sources on this, that's my entire pulse for the month now
All
because of
right.
this.
Well, you
So
took us there. I don't know if I took us there or you took us there. One of us took us there. Let's just talk about Zombie Month because
that's right.
um, in the years that I played this game, it's probably the thing I look forward to the most. I don't know about
Yep.
you, but I look forward to October play the most, more than the WrestleMania events, certainly more than the Hall of Fame events. I don't like those. I
Right.
love Zombie Month. And Lee and I have prepared in advance for you some of
Right.
our Zombie Month predictions. Before we
Predicciones.
get to the predictions, let me ask you, what is it that you like about Zombie Month?
What do I like about Zombie Month, just in general?
Yeah, there was no follow up. Yeah, yeah, there was an awkward pause. What is it that you like
No, no,
about
no.
Zombie Month?
So for me, Zombie Month is, yeah, it's just fun. Like, it's kind of like how, we've talked on the podcast a lot about how Dominic Mysterio he's gone from hated to we love to hate him because everybody else does. It's everybody's got that buy-in, like, ooh, this is going to be so good. My first Chase character that I got, first MLC I beat, was Zombie Bobby Lashley's MLC, and that
Mm,
was a game changer for me. Zombie Bobby was the guy
yeah,
for me. I mean, took my roster to a whole new level,
I remember that.
and
I
they're just
remember when you
fun.
got him. You're right.
Yeah,
He was a
yeah.
pivotal superstar for you. Yeah.
Right. And they're just fun, man. I mean, like I know some people don't like the so shout out to our friend Miss Tina and the Black Pearl, right? She every year says this same thing. EFF, right? F those zombos. It's her go-to because she just doesn't like them, doesn't like the alternate universe character aspect of it, not into the zombies thing. But I think culturally, it's just like I don't care for a lot of zombie movies, but you get your Zombie Lands, you get your The Walking Dead, things like that. It's just a fun sandbox to play in. And here we are playing a WWE game where we're going, who's the next undead that we're going to see?
Right. I love it. I
Yeah.
love it.
And they're usually great. They're usually, what do you like about them, Rusty? What's drawing you to Zombie
I like that. I like that in the zombie characters, they're usually a little pushed. They usually do
Month? Yep.
something that other superstars do, but they do it a little better. I
Right.
think about who's there. Is it Zombie Seth or Hardy that just spams countdown gems on,
Right.
like, they multiply and they fill the
Yeah.
entire board.
Endlessly.
It's
Yeah.
insane. And so, like, Zombie Taker does that really well with trap gems, and then black become green, and so zombies usually are very versatile superstars that they like to support with gear, and they like to
Right.
push, and they like to make them like essential, critical staples of. They become a staple
Right.
of the game,
Yep.
and even to where, like, Zombie Dom is probably the greatest free zombie they've ever given. And if you got the
Easily.
chase that month, if you got Zombie Ray, he was even
Yep.
better. And the synergy zombies have together is really, really good. So
Yep.
total mark out for Zombie Month. Plus, I just love zombie. I love zombie shows, movies. I love it
Right.
all. I love to eat brains. I just love I am a zombie.
Wow.
I actually am a zombie. So
We've
yeah,
gone places today,
yeah,
and I'm
yeah,
quite
yeah.
shocked for both of us here. You're right, and if you look at the top of my roster, so today on the YouTube channel is my roster reveal. It's going live.
Oh, peaky
My
peaky.
top peaky. That's right. My top 12, 16 characters. I've got Zombie Steamboat is my number 2, 6-star silver,
Hmm.
working towards maxed out. Zombie Dom with Braun as one of the trainers. We talk about Flat Gem a lot, but just adding that one multiply up on him took him to where he averages 25 to 32 million a turn in damage, which is that's this meta. That's this meta and then some for most of the characters. I've got Zombie Bianca, which is my first, like, I wailed hard character to get her, and then Zombie Ray, all in my top of the tip, right? The top line of my guys. Those are all right there, and then I've got Zombie Lashley. I got his gear. I want Zombie Ray's gear. I mean, like I say, you get the zombies and you've got power characters for the most part. I don't know that in the recent 2 years there's been a zombie character they released where you went, like Zombie Drew, but
Right.
other than that,
I mean, great flat gym trainer, flat gym trainer. So when they push those flat gym trainers up to 12K, they reinforced that zombies were staples in the game, and they
right?
made them a critical must level trainer.
Yep.
So whether you love him and they released some fun kind of Hawaiian gear to make him a little more powerful.
I love the
So
whole end of the
yeah,
year.
you know, this it's like I also like that we get zombies twice a year, even if it's for
Yeah,
just a week, July or whenever they
right.
do that. So, who you hoping to see? Well, maybe that's not a fair question. Like who you're hoping to see, but more
Predictions.
a better question might be who do you think we'll see as the freebie zombie month coming up?
All right, here's my prediction on the free. I think it's going to be a showboat zombie Jay Uso. That's my
Mm.
guess. Showboat zombie Jay Uso. That specific. And I've got some other thoughts for the rest of them. Like
Wow.
who you thinking for the free?
Well, let me just say to your Jey Uso, I mean, Jay's kind of the belle of the ball right now, so it would totally make sense as a featured, main, the headliner Jey Uso. That would totally make sense. I I went more aspirational as to like who I hope they give us, who
Right?
I if I got a free Cody Rhodes, zombie Cody Rhodes, I would I would be over the moon because I don't have a
Yeah,
Cody. I want a Cody on my roster, even if he's a weird zombie Cody. I would take
yeah.
it. As far as class, since you put a class to it, since we've got Tech Cody and Striker Cody, I think it would make a ton of sense to have Acro Cody. I don't know if they would do
Okay.
that because there's an Acro this month. There was an Acro Chase last month, so maybe
Right.
not. But a Showboat would certainly be cool too. Let me say Showboat. Showboat, Cody Rhodes,
Okay.
finish Zombie or something. Finish
Oh yeah. Well, we got to go in on the names here in a bit too. But
finish
let's start
humanity.
with finish humanity. Oh,
That'd be
I like.
awesome. Come on. Is
Uh,
anyone from Scopely listening to this gold mine today? Showboat, Cody Rhodes, finish humanity, free
finish
to all.
Zumanity. That's
Free
right.
to all.
So we both went powerhouse. Or I'm sorry, both went showboat. Let's notice that on our free.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
your free is my prediction for the chase. I think
Oh, oh,
powerhouse,
that hurts my heart a little bit.
powerhouse, zombie Cody Rhodes. And like
Okay.
you, I have zero Cody Rhodes on my roster. I've got no Stardusts to
Mm.
YOLO for the irony of it. I got no striker, and I did not finish the story. So, can I finish humanity with my powerhouse zombie Cody Rhodes?
Man, how cool would it be? Can I just dream a little dream right now? How
Dream a little
incredible,
dream.
how incredible would it be if the chase was a legend and it was Dusty Rhodes? How incredible would that be?
They
No?
won't
Well,
do
you're
it.
shaking your head.
They
Oh, is
well
it because
because
he's actually
they're
dead?
dead
Because
in
he's
real
passed
life.
away?
Yeah. So
Oh,
I thought we might go there after we did our
okay.
predictions, but
Okay, go ahead.
let's
Just
stay there.
let's
Let's stay there
crush
for
my
a sec.
dreams, but also tell us why they won't do that. Tell us why.
Well, I mean they haven't. They have a precedent that when somebody dies in real life, like even
Yeah.
I may be making something up. I think maybe they were working on one that got leaked that they changed
Oh,
mind on or something. But it just like the tact of that. Like I don't think the Rhodes family, Cody in particular, I don't think would
right.
mind. But there's just something to okay, like a couple years ago, I initially predicted like, oh, what if they did zombie Eddie Guerrero? That would be really cool. And a couple people, this was before
Oh,
I was on Discord, so a couple people on
yeah.
Line app, that other one that is
I hate it.
difficult to use,
I hate
um,
lying.
said they would never do zombie Eddie Guerrero because think about that, like that just
Right.
steps too far into reality. It steps too
Yeah.
far into oh he's dead and now we're like he's dead in real life, real
Right.
life, and
Okay.
we're making
I
a
could see that.
zombie. So I have a part of it. So let's make that part of our thing here. Real life deceased
Okay.
human beings are off limits
Yeah.
for zombies.
Hmm. Boy, I don't know who to pick then. Let me think about that. So you said your chase was Cody?
Cody, yep. So I got Jay Uso for the free. I got
I got it.
Zombie
I got it.
Cody Rhodes. You're writing them down? Oh yeah,
No,
because
I
we can
just
circle back and
no.
be like, how accurate were we?
No, what I'm saying is this is I got my replacement. I want to see
Okay,
a legend chase. I want to see the honky tonk man zombified. Shake, rattle, and roll, honky tonk. His record was just broken, so now he's back for a vengeance. As a
Right?
zombie. That'd be awesome. They
That's
made zombie.
great.
They made Striker honky. He's awesome
Yeah.
in boss battle. So yeah, let's see Zombo honk.
Zombie Honk and Shake, Rattle, and Bones, or something. Like
There you
you've
go.
already got it
Yeah,
there at his name. That one's an easy zombie name.
yeah, yeah. That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Nice,
Okay.
nice.
Okay. All right. So
Um,
weekend one. Who you
we're
thinking
seeing like
weekend
four.
one?
Yeah, and we're seeing like four characters a month, basically, right?
Yeah,
At this point.
six total. Yeah.
Hmm.
Four weekend plus the chase and the free. So we got four more predictions each weekend. We're gonna see how
So
accurate we are.
I've got a weird one that is it doesn't even make sense, but Scopely seems to think we love Ricochet. I think they're going to do zombie Ricochet. I don't want a Ricochet, but I think they think I want a Ricochet, and so they seem to give us. We have more Ricochets than we have decent AJ Styles in this game. We have
True.
more we have more Dominics than we have decent AJ Styles in this game. So
Yep.
I'm just gonna say Ricochet because it's Scopely.
Yep, and zombie AJ Styles obviously is already used, and while we do make fun of him for doing 17 versions of Triple H and The Rock, I doubt they're going to double up on a zombie character. Maybe
True.
it'll happen at some point, but yeah. All right, so my weekend number one is Sami Zayn. You got the Z right, Sami
Zombie.
Zayn.
Zombie
Zammy,
Zane.
yeah, I think his name should be Sammy Brain.
Oh,
Sammy
that's really good.
Brain.
We should basically be running Zombie Month for. I mean, that's really
We
good.
should
Sammy
brains
Brain
and shake,
with
rattle,
like
and bones.
with like
Yeah,
five A's. Yeah, that's a solid choice. Solid choice.
yep. And
I
I
would
think
much
he's
rather have a
trickster
Sammy. Oh, nice,
because there's
nice.
two
So
trick.
he.
That would make two trickster Sammys, but like
Mhm.
his classes, like unless it's striker because there's no striker Sammy. They've kind of already
Right.
covered his classes pretty well. So, but I
Yeah.
think trickster. So, what you got?
Yeah. That'd be. Well, no, I still my week one was Ricochet, I think, right? So,
Oh,
and
that's
then
right.
we're back to week two. We're back to week
Week
two.
two.
So I wrote down a list, and I right before we went on today, I noticed this one we actually had the same exact. I think week two is going to be
Oh,
a
yep.
female, and I think they're going with the obvious omission at this point is Becky Lynch, the greatest female talent the company has ever had. I can't not see them doing Becky this year.
Yep, I agree. I think she's week two, and I think I've got two names for her. Right, one
Ooh.
is the Man Eater. Right, she's a Man Eater.
Oh,
Like they
I
got
want.
that right there in
Yeah,
there. Yeah,
yeah,
and the
yeah.
other you got to stretch yourself for it a little bit, but they're going to go in on a chupacabra gimmick, right? Because she's the goat, and chupacabra means
Oh
the goat
no.
sucker, right? The goat eater.
Oh
So
no.
so chupacabra Becky is going to be and class. Man, there's way old showboat backs. They've got
Right.
powerhouse Motu backs. They got tech. They got so striker Becky is the only thing left. So I'm going striker man eater Becky Lynch.
I think they would make piles of money with the striker
Yep,
zombie Bex. I really do.
I
I
do
really
too.
do. I don't have a cute name for her. I just want her on my roster.
There you go.
Yep. Yep. How about week three? Week three.
Week three is where I'm bringing in a legend because I think if again for the same arguments that we said, if they're going to bring legends in as zombies, they need to do it. You know, they're not getting younger. Let's just say for some of these guys here. So I think they've already done a lot of new characters this last month with NXT. They've already done announced. They've already done announced. That was very southern of me. They already done announced
Mm-hmm.
that they're
Yep.
going to have Giovanni Vinci and Ludwig Kaiser coming up in the December timeframe. So my guess is the $1 Million Man, Ted
Oh,
Z Biasi.
that's cool. That's actually super cool. Um,
Yeah.
that's a great choice for legend. I have a tertiary character that I think deserves to be a zombie, that I think deserves to be in this game. My client, I think Paul Heyman,
Oh,
zombie Paul
really?
Heyman, the wise
Oh.
man, and spell wise with about five Z's. But I think I could see Heyman working as a zombie. We've got Bischoff in the game. We've got some
Yeah.
other guys. We've got McMahon in the game. It would, to me, even Briscoe is in the game now, right? So it makes or Patterson. It makes total sense to have a
Yeah.
guy behind the scenes like a Paul Heyman as a zombie. It would be weird if he was a regular wrestler or regular superstar, but I'd love to see his suit like ripped up, disheveled suit,
Yeah.
like he lost a buried alive match, and then 30 years later he popped up from the grave. That'd be
Ooh,
awesome. Yeah, that'd be really cool. Zombie Paul.
I like that. So that's your week 4 prediction, right? Last week of the game
Um,
of the
yeah,
zombie part of the
I
game,
think
anyway.
so. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So here's mine. And for mine, you have to cast your mind back to a different era, the era of the pandemic, when
Oh,
WWE.
that's not too long ago.
That's
It's
right.
easy
Feels
to
like a life
remember.
age ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So WWE was doing the Thunderdome. And do you remember the match that Miz and John Morrison had on TV? It was
No,
the
I didn't.
zombie lumberjack match on
Oh,
real
that's
TV,
right.
where actors
Oh,
came in and played Day of the
that's
Dead
right. That's
zombies,
right.
and the Miz got eaten, right? That is
It
now
was god awful.
WWE
Yeah.
canon, which
Yeah.
means
That was terrible.
Zombie Miz is our
That makes
final.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. That I think that whole era of WWE was a zombie. I mean, it was horrible. It was terrible. Um,
Yeah. Well, it reflected what was going on in the world quite well.
there's no
So
zombie Alexa Bliss, is there?
there's not. There's not a zombie
Okay,
Alexa Bliss.
she should be on the list as well. She's number one in my heart. She should be number one on the roster. Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
that weird witch Alexa that nobody has, right? The
Yeah. Well, the mutant, cute Pyro
pyro
Princess.
princess. Oh, is that
Yeah.
mutant?
Yeah. She's mutant.
I didn't know that. I learned so much on Champions Chat. I'm so glad. Not only am I a co-host, I'm also an avid listener. So,
There you go.
well, there's our
So who
predictions for Zombie
else?
Month. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know. Who else?
Well,
Who else?
any others that didn't make our cut, but you think we need it? We need a zombie of that character in the game.
Could you write us in the chat? Those of you listening,
Yeah.
we've gotten some pretty cool Spotify responses as well as some YouTube comments. So if there's somebody, if you've got a great idea for a zombie, take our word for it. Scopely developers carefully monitor all of our content, so they'll see your idea, and it will definitely be integrated into the game next month. So leave
Yep,
us those
that's
comments.
right. Even though it takes them, like several months to make these characters. Although, again, I'm guessing hard on reskins. I mean, I don't think there's going to be a new character released as a zombie. But that takes me back to something I wanted to hit on real quick.
Yeah.
I remember when I started playing this game, it was around Zombie Month. Zombie AJ Styles was my first. I mean, there was no tier list at the time, so I didn't know good character. I mean, I
Oh
used the crud
yeah.
out of him, and he was terrible.
Yeah.
Zombie Sasha Banks. Obviously, they're not going to use Sasha Banks in the game anymore, but Zombie Mercedes Monet. I want to say, correct me if I'm wrong, chat. I believe she was the first version of Sasha in the game. I think
Huh.
I think Zombie Sasha was in before a Showboat Sasha ever had a chance. I know Striker Sasha wasn't in there
I think
yet.
you're right.
So
No, I think you're
yeah.
right. I think you're right. Huh. Wow. Since we're reminiscing, uh, something I've been laughing about lately is the longtime running joke of Grant Camping. Remember Grant Camping? And
Oh,
anytime,
oh yeah.
anytime I feel like that's a great line to use when somebody posts like a bad pull, when somebody posts a good pull, when someone in your faction is in the rant room complaining on Discord. Um, we've been trying to get to the bottom of the story of Grant Camping. If anyone out there knows the true story, we'd love to hear it. What do you know about Grant Camping at this point, Lee?
Well, I know a few things, but first, I just want to say last October, I used my reminders app to set a reminder every year that October 28th is Grant Camping Day.
What a
So
day.
let me
National
reminisce with you a
holiday.
little bit. That's right. Should be.
International
Should
holiday.
be.
International.
International Zombie Week month holiday. So yeah, Grant Camping. So let me tell you the story real quick from my family. At that time, my kids are no longer playing the game. They moved on, ironically, back to Minecraft because that seems to be the only thing that keeps their long-term
Hmm.
attention in video game world. But my kids were both playing the game at the time, and Grant Camping happened. We were all sitting in the living room. I remember this because we're watching a movie. I don't even remember what movie we were watching, but we're all watching a movie together, and I'm passive playing on my phone. And all of a sudden, we got that email. I still have a screenshot of it. It was like, "Hey,
Awesome.
LOL, I forgot the rest of the polls," and 80 loot coins are attached to it. And I immediately just like, and my wife's like, "What
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
world is going on?" I'm like, everybody, quick, get to your email, get to your in-game mail, like, hurry, kids, get this, kids. And they're like,
Yeah.
what? Like, did somebody die? Like, what is going on here? I'm on the line app with the Black Pearl. I'm going, everybody, quick, They're going to fix this. This is a screw up. You got to do this.
Right.
And this is
Right.
before they were punishing people when they made mistakes, which I still have thoughts on. But so
Yeah.
they throw
Stop trying
these
to
out.
be my mom, Scopely. Stop trying to be my mom. Stop trying to
Your mom
teach me
punishes you when she
lessons.
screws up.
Stop trying to teach me lessons, Scopely. I don't need any life lessons. You're not the Bible or some higher form of religion or ethics. You're no Judeo-Christian law. You're just a game. Get it through your head. You're just a game. Okay, sorry.
No, you're good. So we all pull on the zone, and again, this kind of seems to be my luck. Like maybe the theme of when I do loot pull videos is, can we root for Lee, because there's the whole DJ is due thing that DJ Anon does, but he
Yeah.
actually gets good things a lot of times. My historical luck of pulls has been terrible. So I go in, I got absolutely zero new characters from Grant Camping, zero. My
Mathematically,
son,
that seems impossible.
I know. Yeah, two
An
mega
80
poles.
pull and you only got shards?
I got fuses. I got a few
Oh,
fuses, but
yeah,
but
yeah,
no,
okay. Yeah, yeah,
nothing new.
yeah.
Nothing new. My son, however, gets Zombie Edge right off the bat, 5-star gold right off the bat, and I'm like, okay, that's immediately your best character. My daughter pulls Zombie Undertaker immediately. Both of them get some non-zombie new characters that like weren't new to me, but
Yeah.
they were new to them, and they're pumped about it. And then we did the thing that got tested. If you remember this, people started testing if they opened new accounts, would there be that message there? And it was. And so several people started secondary, third, tertiary, quattertiary. I don't know what four is.
Yeah.
Quincentenary. Somebody's going to correct me in the comments section because those were not real words. But they started all
Yeah.
these new accounts. So we started an account for my wife to see what she would get. And she ended up with like Zombie Cena at like 5-star silver right off the bat. She
Yeah,
ended up
yeah.
with, yeah, just like nothing. Like, she didn't get, I think Invisible Cena was one of the ones everybody was going for in that one. She didn't get any of that. But immediately, like, if that were a new account,
Mhm.
suddenly she was going, oh, and if you remember, do you remember the character who that was based around that week?
No, remind
Zombie
us.
Shawn Michaels. It was Tech, Zombie Shawn Michaels. None
Seriously?
of us across how many? Five? No, six. So there was four. No, eight.
Yeah,
Four of us did it.
yeah.
8 sets of pulls. 8 sets of 2 mega pulls each. Not a single one of us got Zombie Shawn Michaels.
Oh, I didn't either. I don't remember I remember freaking out. I remember opening it. I remember thinking, Grant Camping is the greatest day. And I remember
He's the
thinking,
hero,
is this something new they're going to do for us? Is this like
right?
just the most, is this like an annual or biannual? Like I thought, is this a new precedent? Has Scopely turned over
Right,
a new leaf when I saw that?
right,
And
right.
wow, 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 wow,
What a
wow.
day.
Yep.
So what actually happened, according to Merrick's, he was the main content creator I was watching at the time for this. He said that two of the devs were doing the pre-testing and stuff like that, and were the one dev was sending the other dev polls, and basically he did the thing that they teach you not to do in corporate America. He hit reply all instead of direct messaging, and then it went everywhere. So blessed be the name of Grant
Yeah.
Camping.
Is that a
So
real person's name? Is there a real Grant Camping? Like, is he? Have
I
you ever
doubt it.
looked him up on Twitter? Is he a real person?
No.
Hmm.
I mean, how many people do you know with the last name Camping? Well, what is, names, they're
I don't
like the
know.
history of names and
Yeah,
etymology of that is like
yeah.
your name became what you did as a trade. So like anybody named Smith, their family
Camp
was
Smith,
probably blacksmiths. Yeah.
Campstein. If he's Jewish, he could be Campstein. You know?
Campstein, yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're like, what do you do for we go camping? What? How's that a
Hmm.
living? Like, what do you do?
I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah, we started REI. I don't know, but yeah,
Well,
but I've got some
I
things.
asked the question. Was that I thought Scopely was turning over a new generous precursor, of new precedent. Um, let's talk a little bit about this prize wall and what
Well,
we're seeing
hold on,
on
I
it.
got a couple more
Oh,
Grand
okay.
Camping things here.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
yeah. Oh,
that's
yeah,
an
yeah.
inexhaustible well, but I don't want to take us
Wow.
long, but so a couple things. One is that was one of the first times I saw Scopely own their mistake and just say, you guys get to keep it no matter what it is. I 100% believe that once they caught it, they reduced the odds, but that's allegedly, right? Allegedly, because that's a possible legal landmine. I believe that they did.
Yeah.
But
Everything we
two
say is
things,
allegedly on this podcast.
allegedly.
Everything.
That's right. We
Everything.
are not wise men, men.
Yeah.
Um, so the two things. One is somebody tried to do the math in the community and based it on like how many people were playing, quote unquote, at the time, how many factions were live. That was in not real money, because let's keep in mind this is not real money.
Right.
But what they quote unquote would have lost was in the tens of millions of dollars, theoretically, based on the player count
Right.
that they would have given out. Tens
Mm.
of so you got to imagine whoever was on the other end of that reply all button, they probably got a stern talking to. But what it did for them is it changed how they saw loopholes, because then they had given out so many and let people keep them. Everybody actually started doing more loopholes. It
Hmm.
sounds like that's what Merrick's story kind of was with it, is they actually did more loopholes afterwards. So it actually created them a good amount of money. So
That's right.
when I was at Dell, I worked for Dell Computers years and years ago,
Allegedly.
almost allegedly. When I was allegedly at Dell, um, there was a corporate company-wide email that went out. Literally tens of thousands of employees get this email from the higher ups, right? And one dude replies all with an advertisement to his side hustle, which was a lawn mowing business.
Wow.
Replies Michael Dell, all of the executives at Silver Lake, all these tens of thousands of people replies all. And that day got walked out the door. Literally, that was the end of his career there. He was done. If he had just replied all with something innocuous, like good job, boss, or whatever, but he tried to use it allegedly to get his lawn mowing business up and moving on the side. Replies all to 10,000 people. So did Grant Camping or the other
Mm.
lose his job? And then the second thing I have is, I think here's an idea. We've said jokingly, because nobody at Scopely listens to this. I mean, Davey D, we know Davey D listened to a few. Professors said he's listened to some. Thank you. We so love and appreciate you guys, Iron Sheik, for helping get this off the ground. But Scopely, you need to listen. Here's my best idea for Zombie Month that even beats the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, or the Miz, or the Maneater, or Zolo Sikoa with Z.
Oh, that's pretty good. Zolo Sikoa, yeah. Zolo suck on you. So Solo suck on you.
That has some implications.
Moving on.
So here's the best idea I have for you, Scopely, for Zombie Month. Grant Camping 2 Electric Boogaloo. You send the same message,
do it,
the same 80 loot coins, and
every year
exactly put out last year's Grant Camping loot, the zombie Shawn Michaels loot, exactly as it was, as like a ha 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 throwback, and give us the 80 coins. There's nobody new in it, right? It's That's a year old. It's, but how many of us have zombie Shawn Michaels? Not very many. It would create this goodwill in the player base. It would be exciting. Yeah. It would turn Grant Camping Day from like that one thing that happened that one time into like legitimate meme worthy territory of look at what they're doing and leaning in, and you're out nothing, right? Like what happens if every single person pulls zombie Shawn Michaels? They're still going to want zombie Paul Heyman. I'm telling you, right?
I think that's how culture is created. Honestly, I think that's how, like I listen to some other podcasts, and like there's one guy I've listened to for years, and he still builds on the same jokes that I remember him telling the first time years later, and it's created a culture. It's created the repetition is actually what makes it hilarious and more funny each time he can work it in a creative way. So that's actually one of the rules of improv too. It's called a callback. So a callback makes for great comedy and it builds culture. That is your best idea I think you've ever had.
Look at that. Ever. Oh, thank you.
I'll take the free Cody Rhodes, the free zombie Cody Rhodes showboat though. That was a pretty good idea as well.
That was your idea. Are you trumpeting your own horn?
Listen, no. It's not about. This is not about who gets the credit. Okay, this is not about who gets the credit for what. This is about Grant Camping and generosity. So, in the spirit of giving, let's agree that both ideas are equally brilliant, and I hope they both happen to us this next week.
I'll give you that one. I do too. I hope you are blessed with the Grant of Camping and the Cody-ost of Rhodes, as Davey D likes to say.
What if Grant Camping is our new zombie? Put him in the game.
So yeah, another thread, but just real quick, like I used to play all the SmackDown versus Raw games and the WWE 2K games and stuff. One of the recurring characters in there were the little dummy models that they used when you were previewing moves and stuff. It was green and red. And there was one year where, just like this game, except for the microcosm was it got released once a year. There wasn't a new character every week, right? There was a set of characters every single year, and people data mined as best they could in the PlayStation 2 era. They screenshot off IGN and all these different things, and there were two spots that nobody could figure out in the game. And it was like, what if it's this guy? Hype train gets out of control, and it turns out to be green and red. Like the little dummies. So what if Grant Camping was green and red? Like it's better than when Fred Durst was in the game. I'm telling you, right?
Oh gosh, that's a terrible idea. Yeah. So Lee, you watching any WWE TV?
Yeah, I'm not this week. So I was on a trip to, of all places, Kansas. You can send flowers, and respects for my lost sanity, because if you've ever been to Kansas, and I know I'm offending an entire state right now, but I'm willing to make the sacrifice for the podcast. Kansas is not my favorite place to be, especially driving through it. Yeah, I was driving through Kansas one time. I was on the phone with my buddy Mike Weeks, and he's like, let me describe to you what you see right now, Lee. On your left, a tree. On your right, nothing. And guess what? He was 100% right. That was exactly what I was driving. There was a tree and nothing but cornfields. So the only good thing that saved it was I was flying, but that meant I did not get to watch even the Wrestle Talk reviews. So you're going to have to walk me through what happened.
Yeah, it'll only take about 10 seconds because nothing happened.
Okay.
A bunch of regurgitated storylines, a bunch of more of the same as we approach Fastlane in Indianapolis. Main event was Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and Cody Rhodes came out at one point, and I think Jey Uso versus the Judgment Day. So we've seen basically an extension of the last pay-per-view's tag team title match drag on and continue. We saw we saw an actual match with actual ring gear from what's her name? She was Trish's bodyguard.
Zoe Stark.
Zoe Stark. Zoe Stark had a great showing against Nia Jax until she tried to pick her up over her shoulders and F5 her, and then Nia collapsed her, and then this has to be Nia's new move is like the earthquake John Tenta chest crush from the top rope.
Right.
Like she did it to her. So it was like great match, Zoe Stark, terrible ending, continuing to push Nia as a monster.
Wow. So what you're telling me is Nia Jax's finishing move is legitimately just the botch. That's her finisher. She just botches the win.
Yeah. And ironically, or maybe not ironically, but ironically, they part of the story, I'm assuming, as a result of Nia Jax's finisher is out indefinitely and not at ringside and not in the Judgment Day. And I'm thinking, aren't you trying to establish like a fresh start with this wrestler and like have some good faith matches from her? So her debut puts the women's champ out of commission for months.
Yeah.
Or was it real? Or did she really get hurt? That's where I'm like,
that's what they want you to think.
I hate both scenarios. Both scenarios are terrible. If Rhea actually got hurt, I hate it. I hate it for her. She has the sky's the limit with Rhea Ripley. We all get that. We all know that. But if it's just the story, Nia finally had the blood off her hands, and yet you come in and you have her just totally put her hands right back in it, you know, and
put her hands in the blood for Zombie Month. Zombie Nia Jax.
That would be good. That would be good. Yeah, the finisher,
the inhuman botch machine.
Yeah, yeah. She just drives them through the ring and buries them on her finisher. But I think it's terrible. I don't like Nia. It's terrible how they're using Nia, but that's probably why I don't like Nia. That's probably why I've never liked Nia, because of how they use her, but also because of her in-ring untrustworthiness. And all of the people that we like to cheer for go to the hospital when they face her. So
wow. Well, I know something about real life wrestling, Rusty, that I think maybe it's not what's happening in the TV show, but it's what's happening behind the scenes. So Wrestle Talk and ESPN announced that Jade Cargill has officially signed a multi-year deal to WWE. So what if this is what's happening? Nia Jax is being built up as this unstoppable Bocharella monster.
Yeah.
And Jade Cargill comes in and press slams her over her head onto the ground. The thing that collapsed everybody else, Jade Cargill is now Supergirl, Superwoman. And then Rhea and Jade Cargill at WrestleMania.
I don't know much about Jade Cargill. Is she physically able to do that? I mean, is this something that could be done?
She's a beast. Like, she is like legitimately, you know, like women's bodybuilders physiques. Like she doesn't even just have a women's bodybuilder physique. Like, she has a very athletic, like you can see every single ab. that goes
Yeah.
down her body. Plus, she's got
Yeah.
biceps well more than what I'm showing right now. Plus, she's got, the athleticism. I mean, legitimately, I could
Huh.
see Vince McMahon, not even Triple H, because Triple H would book her because she's an indie darling, so to speak. Well, AEW is not really indies anymore. I apologize. All those in the comments section that have their pitchforks out from last time and want to just poke me again for that comment. But
Hmm.
she's, the kind of the non WWE darling, so to speak. But
Right.
Vince is legitimately going to look at her and go, "I see something here. Oh, look at this specimen." Right?
Gross. Gross.
I didn't mean that
Vince
in
is
the
no,
alleged
just Vince
way.
is gross.
Allegedly.
The accent is pretty accurate, and it makes me think of real Vince, and it makes me
Right.
think of that thin French mustache that he donned on his face,
He's just trying
all
to
I
be
could think
D'Lo
is
Brown.
gross. The
He
words
listens to the
now
podcast
now D'Lo
and
is
heard
cool.
you
D'Lo
talk
is a
about D'Lo.
great. He was a great European champ. Vince is the worst WWE champ we've ever had. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's not even allegedly. That's just like they leaned into that. Like that's Vince Russo as world champion is the only step down that you have from that. Or maybe Vince is ECW champion, because then it's what should have been a bigger title, but it's like their tertiary belt, or it's not even an NXT level anymore. I don't know.
I'm checking my time. I've got 1 hour left to do this mega poll, and there is 1 day left on the prize wall. So I'm still okay. I'm not panicking just yet. The NXT emblems, the prize wall. Did you
Right.
want to go back to that, or you want to hit that? I mean, we talked WWE TV, but we can go back to the prize wall if you want to
Well,
hit it.
I was wondering, because you put that up, and I apologize. I kind of spoke over to make sure we hit that, but so yeah, prize walls. So one of the things we had talked about, kind of preparing for the show, is to go in on the fact that they are what I want to say. They're listening to the Merrick's model. Like Merrick's has been championing this, but for so many months on when he used to stream. I don't know if that's a thing that's going to happen. I hope so. We miss you,
Rest
Merrick's,
in
but
peace. Maybe we'll get Zombie Merrick's this month because he doesn't seem to be
zombie
streaming
Merrick's.
anymore. Makes me sad. It makes me sad that you guys, if you're out there listening and you pressure these content creators, if you whine on their discords when things don't go your way, you're causing unnecessary stress and strife in their lives. And they're real people that we really like. So
Yeah,
knock it off, dudes. Knock it off if you're doing that on their Discord servers. Okay,
right.
back to you.
Or the Twitch streams, yeah, because I mean, I noticed the negativity was getting to Merrick's. This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
this is real life. Like I just noticed. I don't have, I know we've had a few content creators on here. I don't have any connection to Merrick's. We've DM'd a few times about him being on the podcast, and then like he kind of disappeared from a lot of things like around that same time. And I thought, oh man, the guy's ghosting us. The reality is he was
Hmm.
just, I think, just overwhelmed by the negativity
That's
that
right.
people put out there. So
I have a connection to Merrick's. My
yeah.
heart, my heart connection. I love him. I love him. I hope he comes back soon,
uh,
and
Me
I hope
too.
his viewers learn to embrace positivity and optimism.
My heart will go on. That's my singing ability right there.
Wow.
Yeah, but wow, yeah. Did you ever see the show? This was like an old, not even B level. This was like a C or D level show. It was called Extreme Days. It was a movie. Uh, it
Hmm.
was a Christian production, and it was
Oh,
this extreme sports hybrid movie. And it was The Office before The Office was cool. Like they did this like direct to camera with the characters in there, and the only character you'd recognize is Dante Brasco. Rufio from Hook was one of the characters.
okay. You have my
Now
attention.
you're
That's
in.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
This is 90s cheesy Christian movies, but it struck that balance of this is actually so bad, it might be the best thing ever. And my favorite, I still use it to this day. The female character in there, they kind of set up this recurring gag that she can't sing, right? And then it's like the romance movie, and it's kind of the reverse where like he gets on a plane and she's wronged him, and so she shows up on the plane and she starts singing. And one of the characters who he I think went to Out Cold was the next movie he did, which is like this complete opposite. It was like this stoner flick and stuff like that. But anyway, he's looking at Dante Brasco's character and he goes, "I told you, man, she sounds like a coyote caught in a trash compactor." And ever since then, I've said of my singing is like a coyote caught in a trash compactor. This is
I
90s pop culture references with Lee.
I was
Thank you
like,
very much.
where is he going with this? How is he going to turn this around? Well, let's end it there, Lee. That is both cool and nostalgic and awesome. And I do love movies that are awesomely bad. And so it sounds like that
Boy, it
movie
is
is
awesomely bad.
awesomely bad, kind of like
So
Armageddon. I
bad.
love Armageddon. Okay, I'm going to do my mega pull. If you're still listening to the bitter end, you can go on our YouTube channel and you can catch this mega pull that I'm going to do. But for now, I'm going to jump off and Lee is going to take us home.
That's right. Tune back in next week as we finally talk about prize walls, as opposed to our love for Merrick's. But to all those out there in the WWE Champions community, be good to one another. You actually impact others' lives with your words and actions. And let's smash gems together. Together.